It's off to the left of the mausoleum over here. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, we are going to go back into the Abbey of the Psalms Mausoleum here at Hollywood Forever and try to find some of the more notable people inside. I said I was going to do a video about this. Now we're going to visit first probably the one that a lot of people I get asked for a lot. So we're going to visit Judy Garland. Movies like Meet Me in St. Louis, The Star is Born, you know, The Wizard of Oz is probably the movie that she is known for the most, and the one that comes to everybody's mind when they think of Judy Garland. So off to the left here, there's the mausoleum straight ahead, is going to be the Judy Garland Pavilion. So we're going to go in there and check it out. It's off to the left of the mausoleum over here. And here there's a guest book for her. Interesting. People putting messages to her. I put a message in here, but I'm not going to divulge what it is. But I did put a message in there. Now we're going to go to the Beth Olam Mausoleum over here. And we're gonna visit the crypt of gangster Bugsy Seagull. He was an organized crime figure. He was born in 1906, February 28th, and died June 20th, 1947. 1906 to 1947. All right, he was born in Brooklyn, New York. He was the son of Russian Jewish immigrants. And early on, he began extorting protection money from a lot of local stores and businesses. By the time he hit the ripe old age of 21, his crimes had already included acts of murder, drug trafficking, extortion, bootlegging, bookmaking, burglary, and armed robbery. And in 1941, he convinced mob bosses to invest $3 million in a hotel casino there in Las Vegas, and he is considered by many the father of Las Vegas, from what I've read. So let's go down to his crypt here. Benjamin Bugsy Seagull, February 28th, 1906 to June 20th, 1947. And it says, in loving memory from the family. I wonder what family they're talking about. His family or the family, if you know what I mean. But they've got like stuff here. You got a penny. Yep. Of course, chips. That's very fitting. Dice. And somebody put, oh, look at that. That's another item that's very fitting for someone of that stature there. And then there's lip marks all over it, and this stuff is not good for the stone. It's not. See the stains from previous ones they wiped off? That leaves stains on the stone, unfortunately. But that is the grave of Bugsy Seagull. And on the way out, it looks like I found another one of yesteryear Las Vegas, Mausoleum, 1894 to 1952. He received notoriety for his part in managing with his partner Gus Greenbaum the Flamingo Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. At one point, he was instrumental in financing the construction of the hotel under his management. The hotel had a $4 million profit in the first year. Wow. Since he had close colleagues in organized crime, he was labeled a gangster or mobster. Wow, man. He had part in the Flamingo Hotel. And of course, very fitting, there's cards at the top of his stone. As a youth, he was in a street gang with 12 years younger Benjamin Bugsy Seagull. So they have a connection there too. Wow. So here we go, another one that was responsible for Las Vegas the way it is today. The Flamingo Hotel Casino sold for $9 million in 1954. In 1958, his partner Greenbaum and his wife were murdered in their home. Organized crime ties? Yeah, maybe, huh? Back at the Abbey of the Psalms. See what we can find in there. Here is actress Renee Dupree, 1898 to 1933, and she was born in France. And she was actually a child of circus performers. And later on, as she got older, she performed in the circus as well. And her photograph said she began acting as a teenager in France, and she performed in minor plays as well as dancing with the Follies. And during one of her troops' tours to Europe, it says here, World War I broke out while they were in Russia, and she had to escape to London. And then it says later on she came to New York in 1920 and continued to act on stage, and then finally came to the attention of American movie producers. And it says it took her a while to establish her reputation, and in 1920 she was only in one film, and in 1921 she was only in another film then. And then in 1922, she began to get more frequent work and then started to establish her career. She's been in a bunch of movies in the 20s. Just to name a few, Crisco in 1922, Daydreams 1922, The Eternal Struggle 1923, Bandolero 1924, Defying the Law 1924, Exchange of Wives 1925, and she's got a list of a few other movies. So yeah, once her career took off and she got noticed, she definitely got work. We got George D. Wallace, 1917 to 2005. It says his most recognizable role was as Commando Cody in the serial Radar Men from the Moon in 1952. And his leather jacket and rocket pack and silver bullet-shaped helmet inspired Billy Campbell's costume in The Rocketeer in 1991, and he also acted on Broadway as well. So at the very, very top there is Darla Jane Hood, 1931 to 1979, and she starred in The Little Rascals as a child. She was an Oklahoma native and made her debut as Darla in The Little Rascals art gang comedies at the age of 4 years old, and continued the role until 1941. She also became a professional singer as an adult and appeared regularly on television shows. And it also found out that her singing voice was familiar to millions of television viewers during the 1960s due to her work in commercials for Campbell's Soup, Chicken of the Sea Tuna, and she died at the age of 47 from hepatitis contracted from a blood transfusion. Very interesting. She is in the Abbey of the Psalms, Sanctuary of Light, G4, Crypt 7213 on the top. Jesse L. Lasky, 1880 to 1958, beloved son of California who in 1913 headed the company that produced the first-length motion picture made in Hollywood. His greatness never lacked simplicity. Carry the song along, the passage, you with the soul of all there is in glory forevermore. Important figure here in Hollywood history. And there's Charlie Chaplain Jr., 1925 to 1968. And he was an actor in his own right. He had a credit of about 13 films to his credit. Actually even starring in a movie with his father in 1952 called Limelight. And he is actually interred here with his grandmother, Lillian Gray. And he died of a pulmonary embolism in 1968. That was weird, the lights just flickered in here. Yeah, that's weird. Got the final resting place of Basil Dicky. It says he was a screenwriter and penned over 140 scripts during his career. He collaborated on Perils of Pauline, 1914, and Flash Gordon Conquers the Universe in 1940. And he has a whole list of credits that, you know, he's written as well. But that's Basil Dicky. Pretty well-known screenwriter. And we found Victor Fleming. He was a pretty famous director in Hollywood. He directed The Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind, and got the award for Best Director. The Academy Award for Best Director he received. And then that's his wife. And then daughter, Victoria, 1935 to 2013. Lucille, 1895 to 1966. And somebody very nicely left this note. Thank you, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, 2023. And here is actor Clifton Webb, 1889 to 1966. It said he had a 50-year career in Hollywood. He's well known for films like Laura, 1944, Razor's Edge, 1946, and Cheaper by the Dozen in 1950. And he was extremely close to his mother until she died at the age of 91, and she is now interred beside him in Maybell, 1869 to 1960. And it is said about Clifton Webb that his ghost is said to haunt this corridor. People say they have had experiences with his ghost in this corridor where he's at. What do you guys think? Put it down in the comment box below. Here is guitarist Dick Dale, known as the King of Surf Guitar. And he played all kinds of styles of music, and it says his technique was a precursor to heavy metal music, and he played every instrument self-taught that he played. And it says he influenced guitarists such as Jimi Hendrix, Eddie Van Halen, and Johnny Ramone. Very interesting. And here's the grave of Alberto Valentino, older brother of Rudolph Valentino, 1892 to 1981. And it says he was an actor and studio worker, and he is actually here with his wife, Ada. A little bit of nugget. I wonder how many people actually know this and come here to visit him. Yeah, we found some interesting characters today. A little bit of old Hollywood and a little bit of new Hollywood history. But I found a lot of old-time figures in Hollywood in here today. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and all that good stuff so you know when I'm doing anything. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.